the start of the Hambleden Pairs Challenge Cup Women's Premier Pair. Kirstein and Osterkamp of Germany versus Cox and Patten of Australia. Another international showdown.
And the winner of this race will take on the Jurkovic twins that we saw earlier, didn't we? So, yeah, great to see more pairs on the course today.
The wind up and down a little bit. You can see those flags fluttering. Makes it tricky for these pairs, but a super strong start there for the University of Western Australia and Western Australia Rowing. It's quite the mouthful as they lead out the German pair by clear water.
Yeah, we're going west and west again here, aren't we? But they have taken a good lead there over the German pair there. That's it. Really, the conditions lifting a little bit here with the winds, but definitely trying to keep the life into that boat and eke out every bit of distance they can, and settling into a nice, strong rhythm to lean into that wind. Here we go with the barrier marker. We'll get the sense of the lead there, but that's looking quite healthy there for them. A really nice, envious position to be in.
Yeah, let's not be fooled by those kind of club kits. This combo, you can see the red and the white lycras. They're both part of the Australian Olympic team. They rode together in Tokyo 4 years ago in the 8 and also in the Paris 8. So you're seeing some class athletes right here.
Yeah, these guys have had some really good progress over the last few years, haven't they? Really shot up there in terms of their performances, and yeah, great to have them here. Rowing under the structure of the Western Australian Institute.
We're taking a bit of time out from the team, rowing together over there, over in Perth, and making it look very comfortable right now over this German combo, who in themselves also got some experience in this boat class, and as the international scene goes, they're not too bad. They've been around. They competed at the final Olympic qualifying regatta in the 8, tried to qualify that last year with Germany. So you're looking at some classy rowers here, but they're looking down the boat at the Australians. The bow seat, Georgia Patten, stroked by Bronwyn Cox. Both raced here once before and making the pair their event this year.
And just for that German crew, you know, it's a big ask, isn't it, when you set a new combination, a new pair, to be able to jump into a race like this and come up against a pair that has a bit more form together, or just understand how each other moves. It can be a big ask, you know, and that's possibly what we've seen here. Never write anyone off. Obviously, there could be some fireworks to go, but it looks like the Australian pair has got the measure here and actually looks really quite relaxed now, actually, doesn't it?
Certainly does. They get to really put their heads up here, enjoy this bit. That's kind of what you want as an international crew. We saw before the Australian women's four getting knocked out by the University of London. You do not want to race one of those crews if you're the internationals. You want to be this situation. These full-time athletes training, they can show their class here in the pairs. They move through the quieter section of the course, a bit between Remnant and the enclosures. There's just kind of trees and bushes there, so you don't really get many shouts. But as we look down towards the German combo, you can see a slight little mismatch there in times of placing the blade and exiting the spoon from the water. And it's those small, tiny changes in a rowing boat that make the difference.
Yeah, and it's going to test the best of us today. The conditions, there's just that gustiness there, which is just catching the oars every now and again, just meaning that you're skimming the water, just knocks your timing off, particularly in the pair. It's always really unsettling when one person catches the water and then misses it. You know, it causes the other person to have that slightly difficult entry when you've just clipped. But yeah, this is, yeah, look how smooth that is. They've really been able to manage these conditions and manage their opponent, the Western Australians here. Really smooth. Just keeping a lid on this race for now.
You see the little kick of the bows, can't you? In a rowing boat, you know, you should be quite fairly even with the pressure, but the pair's really hard because one person has more leverage than the other. So normally your bows might kick around a little bit, and it's minimising that.
Totally, yeah, nut shot. Particularly when you're trying to manage a race a bit more like this rather than flat out. It's very easy for you to misjudge how much energy you're each going to put in, isn't there? And there's that little bit of kick at the moment. I suspect that's probably a cruise control issue rather than the top speed was very good at the beginning, wasn't it? It really was shooting off, and I think now it's just a case of kind of managing the race now, which is why we're seeing a little bit of kick potentially.
100% agree with you. But look at this, Kirstein and Osterkamp, they're really pushing that red line here. They've taken the rate up. They are careering through the enclosures. They want to squeeze that gap, as small a gap as possible. I think they've been well beaten here by this Australian combination, the west of Australia. They are taking the rate up. Fair play to them. Look at the white oars banging in and out. They're trying to go through the gears, move up, up, up. That'll be the calls from there. You can see those spoons moving, hands moving, heart rate soaring as they come towards the finish line. But the beep lets the Australian internationals know they've won this race today. Great effort into the closing stages, but it's a win for Cox and Patten of Australia in the Hambleden over Kirstein Osterkamp of Germany.